Well, why does he keep doing this? Robert Downey Jr. has once again chimed in about his return to the MCU as Tony Stark, and every time he talks about it, he sounds more and more willing. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about what he said recently, and why, for me, this seemingly guarantees he's going to be part of Secret Wars. Now, before we do that, though, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos, and we want to be your place for all the superhero news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently, so you are in the know. Well, this is a story that keeps popping up, and like we always like to say, where there's smoke, there's often fire. Now, as we all know, Robert Downey Jr. first played Tony Stark way back in 2008's Iron Man, a movie that actually turned 16 years old this year. That's pretty amazing. Now, he went on to reprise the role in multiple MCU movies, and we said goodbye to the character in 2019's Endgame. Now, it's been 5 years since he bid farewell to the role, and right out of the gate, Downey always seemed a little bit, cagey about returning as a character, and said he wanted to go on to do other work, and specifically, he was chasing an Oscar. Now, this past year, he won an Oscar for his work in Oppenheimer, and now many people are really wondering where he goes next and what role he'll take up. Now, interestingly, it totally seems like the MCU is somewhere on that list of projects he might be very interested in. And based on what many of the other actors have said recently, he's probably not alone. Now, recently he was talking to Jodie Foster, and this was an interview that showed up in Variety. And Downey was asked flat out if he would consider suiting up as the Armored Avenger once again. And this answer was even more positive than previous ones. He said, "It's just crazily in my DNA. Probably the most like-me character I've ever played, even though he's way colder than I am. I've become surprisingly open-minded to the idea. Between Naiad and Night Country, and for me, Oppenheimer and then Sympathizer, it's really been crazy because we look pretty good. I was actually looking at the stills we were taking, making sure, do we still look kind of okay? I'm like, we look pretty good." Now, at this point, it seems like Downey reprising his role in Secret Wars seems pretty inevitable, and I absolutely expect it to happen. Now, Kevin Feige has made it very clear he doesn't want to mess up the magic they created in Endgame, but this multiverse adventure and sort of soft reboot of the MCU post-Secret Wars, well, it absolutely would give them the space to honor his previous sacrifice or bring the character back. If you're a fan of comic books, you know pretty much nobody but Uncle Ben stays dead. When we know Marvel Studios is looking to take Secret Wars to the next level and bringing Robert Downey Jr. back, along with maybe Chris Evans and Scarlett Johansson, to team up with the likes of Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman, well, that's billions of dollars potentially on the screen, and something I know they're probably pretty interested in achieving. The big question now is, will we see the Iron Man return in the multiverse saga? This is completely unanswered at this point, but I actually think Feige and team already have a plan behind the scenes, and they're just keeping those cards pretty close in a classic Marvel Studios style. I know I want to see Robert Downey Jr. return. Do you? Sound off in the comments below.